Okay, so we can see there are some positive points about this and it's going in the right direction. So with that in mind, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do with all these new future What the f... Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're going to be looking at two MezKOs. Is this a MezKO off? A MezKO knock off? I don't know. But either way, they're both MezKOs. I don't have the official ones. I think they've released the Far From Home now, the official Mezco Far From Home. I think that was a Mezco exclusive, and I'm getting tired of that, man. Just start releasing Spider-Man out in the normal shops, please. God damn it. But anyway, as you can see, these are the two packages. Miles Morales one came first, and I think this Spider-Man came second. I'm not 100% certain. I think they're both from different factories, but I can't guarantee that. But as you can see, this 112, it's got absolutely no official logos on it. It's got a really nice glossy spider on there. The black's a bit faded. 112 on the top, but no Mezco. Some warnings on the bottom. The artwork from the official on the back. Just a spider logo on the side with a glossiness to it. Whoops, see, the box is so beaten up it won't even stand up straight. But Ultimate Spider-Man there. I think it's Ultimates. I'm not sure if that was officially what was on the original box, but yeah. Ultimates Spider-Man, I guess, Miles Morales. And then you got this one. And as you can see, it's got beaten up in the post because it took forever to arrive. But yeah, it's the same as the original box except for minusing all the logos on the bottom. Just so you know, make sure no one's trying to sell you a dodgy knockoff. You can tell. No Mezco logos, no Marvel logos. And then on the side, 112 Collective with the little spider, I quite like that. And the big spider on the front. Just some warning signs on the bottom, age 18 and up. Wow, 18, Spider-Man, man, you've just gone R-rated. But yeah, other than that, very simple boxes. They've got clamshells inside. So, you know, they did their job. They've just about survived. But now they're going to go in the trash because they're absolutely useless. Okay, moving on. Okay, first off, let's get Miles out of the way, seeing as he came along first. And you can see that it's not actually a bad looking figure. It's not great though. There's a bit of weight to it. I think this is one of the original bodies, maybe the Joker body. I can feel like the really skinny bicep here. So I think that's from the original sort of Joker body they made it from. You can see the print on the Lycra suit is actually all there. However, you can tell straight off the bat that the color is really off. You know, like when someone leaves like one of those like kid slides out in the sun and it's been out there for years and it goes that really sort of dirty, gross looking pink rather than red. That's the color this is. It's really off red. It does not look very good. It does look faded and it is a bit disappointing. But all the print is there, and you can see it goes away all the way around on the back. And if we come up to the front, the head sculpt looks okay, but there is some mispainting here. And I even use like an off-color red to try and match this off-color print here. I quite like the way they've done this because you can see when you turn the neck, the lines on the suit follow with the lines on the neck. So if you're turning it, they can follow suit, which is pretty cool. But the sculpt is okay, the paint is a bit off. Slightly bled off. You're not going to get the quality of a Mezco, but you shouldn't because you're not paying for the quality of a Mezco. But it looks okay. They've got the translucent lenses in the head sculpt there with the white behind it. And even though it is a little bit mispainted, it's actually cleaner than I would have expected it to be. You can see right down here, the bottom of this suit is actually really loose and it looks like he's wearing a big thick pair of pajamas rather than an actual tight bodysuit. This should have been pulled back like that to make it look like it's actually nice and tight and flush to the body. Posing wise, you can get his arms up about that much. His head can turn all the way around 360. You can get the chin down onto the chest mostly. He can look up quite a bit there. There's lots of neck pivot left and right, up and down. There is a bicep swivel. There is a single bend in the arm, which is a shame because that's as far as it goes, and if you try and bend it anymore, this can actually pop out. And there is a wrist peg here that goes up and down and spins all the way 360. Torso articulation isn't as great as you would hope, but obviously there's a line here and there's a line down by the hips here. The hips can turn quite a lot, because that Lycra suit is so stretchy, he can turn quite a bit. And he can bend forward a little bit with the use of the hips, and his back, he can stretch backwards quite a bit as well. So you can get him into sort of like a free falling pose if you really want. But obviously the legs go up, and straight away it's done what it's been doing the whole time, is once you bring the legs out far enough, this leg pops out like that. See, it's all loose. Woo, loosey. So now I have to try and fit this back in. It does seem to pop back in. There you go, it does pop back in, but it is a pain in the butt. There is a double bend in the knee, there is thigh swivel, there is a twisted ankle, but obviously it does like left and right, but the Lycra stops it from going too far. And the leg can go back about that far, pretty much kick his own butt. Accessory wise, he comes with one of these clamps here, which is a magnetic clamp, which came with the original as well. It's a little loose, but it's not too bad, and it definitely works. The magnet sticks up there, see? Webs wise, he comes with another one of these. It's a bit warped, but you know, you just warm them up and stretch them out, and then you can have them, you know, shaped the way you want them. And these are quite nice and clear. They're like a translucent with a slight bit of a pearlescent reflection in them. Not too bad. You get another one of these web lines here, quite a long one. Two of the quick thwipping webs, again translucent with some nice pearlescent white pushed through. And then he comes with a long wired spider web, and this one's quite nice and thin, and it's very malleable, and you can pose it around as much as you want, which will work really well for a lot of stuff. And that's where the strength of this KO comes from, is the actual accessories, the webs. So if you've got loads of Spider-Man figures and you need lots of webs, and you can't be bothered to make your own using some white floor wire, you can just pick one of these up and you'll get enough webbing. Hands wise, he comes with 2 fisted hands, 2 wall crawling hands, and 2 web thwipping hands. So he comes with, you know, the basic sort of set of hands you would want from a Spider-Man figure. And then he comes with a MezKO style stand. And overall we can see that the spider seems to be off center there. And one of the strengths is it's actually got a foot peg. So if you're running out of foot pegs, or you're low on them, or say you've lost one from one of your other figures, this one will provide you with a foot peg. Not too bad. And it comes with the usual MezKO action arm. And he also comes with the generic 112 collective bag that you get with pretty much every official and unofficial release now. Okay, and I managed to try and get the foot peg out of the stand here, but unfortunately in doing so I managed to stab myself in the hand. Give me a minute, I'm gonna have to go get a plaster. Well, overall it's not a bad MezKO, it's just not a very good one. I mean, the clothing is loose, the colours are really off. The only saving grace might be that the stand is okay and you can use it with other figures. So if you like using MezKO stands for, say, other figures, this is pretty good for getting another MezKO stand, plus the foot peg to help if you've lost your foot peg. The webbings are really good, they're quite handy to have for other different Spider-Man figures. You also get the magnetized gripper, which really helps, especially for, you know, setups like mine. They really help. I can actually have Spider-Man all the way up and down the place, especially like on here. You can see this one's sort of on one already, and maybe you can have it as a background character for all your other MezKOs, or, you know, your customs, modifications, that kind of thing. Maybe there is a different kind of thing you can do with this. Maybe spray the whole damn thing black and have a completely black Spider-Man. Maybe paint the spider white. Who knows? Like, there are different ways you can mod this thing to make it not seem as bad. But honestly, if you were just going to buy this just because you thought it would be a good figure, no, it's definitely not good enough for me to say, yeah, definitely grab this, because it's actually a really nice figure. But then again, saying that, Miles is quite literally miles better than this bloody thing. He's not so much a Spider-Man as a Spider-Bra. He's just jacked in all the wrong ways. He looks like he's Spider-Man, but he's been on HGH for about 5 years already, and he's absolutely pumped to the point where the head looks like a peanut on that body, and it's awful. The spider on the chest there looks like it's barely hanging on for dear life. It's absolutely atrocious. It warps all the different lines on the webbing on his suit. It absolutely cuts into all the Lycra here to show off all those joints And you know, you can see the ball on the hip here, you can see the knees. It's awful. And then you come down, you can see that the top part of the forearm here is a lot bigger than the bottom part of the sculpted forearm here. It looks absolutely atrocious, and it doesn't get any better on the back. That spider on the back just looks like it's, oh my god, it looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just squeezed into a 9-year-old's pajamas. That being said, you can see with the head sculpt, they haven't even painted the eyes properly. They're completely mispainted, ugly as hell. The lines are a bit wonky on the head sculpt. The neck is, well, it's not too bad, but it's still sloppy. And then we can see that screen print there, and it is stretched out like mad. As you can see, like this thing's getting stretch marks on it. It's so bad. Articulation wise, you can look down okay, you can look up, not too bad, but then it exposes an ugly joint there. You can wiggle to the side a little bit of a rocking motion, it ain't too bad. Arms can go up quite high, or very high in fact. There is a bicep swivel there. There is a double bend in the arms, which Miles didn't have, so we can get the arms up further. And he has the usual wrist pegs with quite a good bit of rocking and a 360 turn. Torso wise, he can bend forward a little bit more than say Miles, and the legs can come up, and luckily the legs don't pop out at all, which ain't too bad. They come up quite far to about there. Double bend in the knee. There's no, I think there's a thigh swivel. Yep, thigh swivel there. And you come down, and he does have some decent rocking in the ankle. But then again, it's a little loose, so he'll probably fall over in about 5 seconds. And in the torso, he can twist left and right, and he can lean back quite far. And another obvious issue with this figure is the fact that the red on the head is a lot deeper and darker than the red on the suit, which is quite faded. And the whole thing just, I mean, what is this, like Flash Thompson has nicked the Spider-Man suit and is wearing it? I can't really tell. Maybe the Punisher stole the suit and is now wearing it. Why would he do it? Oh, I mean, they could have easily maybe grabbed one of these bodies here and just put this suit on there, and it wouldn't be so bad. You could have like an extremely posable MezKO Spider-Man without ruining the suit, so you could have him in the background or something. But accessory wise, he comes with an extra head sculpt, which is equally as naff as the other one. The lines on the head are not very good, they're a bit misaligned. At least it's got a decent matte finish, I guess. Hands wise, he comes with some wall crawling hands, and the lines are okay on these. Not too bad actually. He comes with spider thwipping hands, of course. He comes with a sort of web gripping hand, left and right. He also comes with another wired web, which is appropriately painted. It's a lot whiter and less translucent than the Miles Morales one, but it is actually quite handy, and it does look very suitable. He comes with 2 thwipping webs. He also comes with the same sprawled out web as the Miles one, except this is more pearlescent white and less translucent, and the same web reaching out with the funnel end web. He also comes with one of these magnetized clamps, which you can use to magnetize him to say fridges and things like that. And he also comes with the appropriate spider stand, which doesn't look too bad to be honest, and at least the spider is almost centered. Also comes with another foot peg, which is always handy to keep and have in case you lose one, and the traditional MezKO action arm for the stand. He also comes with a generic bag to put all the accessories in, but the majority of that is for naught when the figure looks this ridiculously stupid. I mean, I have no idea who this is supposed to represent. I know it's supposed to be Spider-Man, but you would look at that and go, who the hell is that? It's ridiculous. The proportions are all off, the head sculpt is bad, the forearm bits here, they're sort of stuck on, but they're not stuck on properly, so they look out of place. The seam here, not too bad. All right, I'll give you that. The seam isn't as bad as I would have expected it to be. But again, look at that spider on the back. He's absolutely stretched out. This is definitely not a character who skips leg day either. Look at the size of them thighs. The body could be quite handy for, say, you know, a custom MezKO if you're going to do something like that. I don't think it should be Spider-Man in any way, shape or form. I don't know, maybe dye the whole thing black and try and get yourself some sort of weird messed up Venom. maybe, but you've got a lot of work to do to get it to that level, so I don't know. And you know, oh, actually he also can do a Van Damme pretty awesomely, which is pretty cool. But again, what's the point when the figure looks absolutely shite? Another minor problem I got is this hand, the peg hole is too big, so when you put this on like this, it just pops on and off. So get yourself some blue tack or something, because that's not staying on otherwise. Okay, take two, see if I can get this foot peg out without stabbing myself and bleeding again. Got it. Okay, here he is in a kind of a pose, but be very careful with this arm, it's loose, and I have a funny feeling if I keep turning this, the arm's going to collapse and he's going to fall over. But you can see, even when you put him in extreme poses, he's still just so chunky, it's ridiculous. It just does not work at all. And it's just such a disappointing figure. I mean, it's a KO, it's not going to be perfect, but they could have got it a hell of a lot better. The Miles body would have been way better than this one that we got. I wouldn't even say you could give this to your kids, simply because, you know, it says 18 and up on the box, and also at the same time, do you really want to be giving them a very poorly QC'd action figure that you haven't been able to confirm is actually safe for them? No. So who would buy this? Someone who just wants a really chunky Mezco body for a custom. Maybe someone wants to customize, you know, this Spider-Man into some sort of Venom type figure, maybe something like that. You've got to do a lot of work to do it. It's not going to be an easy mod. Or maybe it's just for the accessories, you know, the extra webs and things like that. They could really help, and the foot peg, that could also help. But other than that, honestly, avoid this one. Like, really, it's absolutely useless other than a few accessories. And the price isn't justified for a few thwipping webs. Miles is okay, not great. This Spider-Man is crap, not even close to worth being the money that it is. So in all honesty, go with the official stuff. Don't go with these MezKOs, because they are going to viciously disappoint the majority of Mezco fans out there. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you can do me a favour now, if you can get the fuck out of my cave. I think I found some new chew toys for my dog. Bye bye.